Hi, I'm Paul Williams from Shink24. In this Mark 5 introduction video, I cover layout basics and some terminology we'll use in later videos. We'll look at the modules panel and how it affects the layout. I'll move on to creating or replying to an email. And finally, I'll show you the basics of how to do a search in Mark 5. Okay, let's start by logging in. So I double click on the Mark 5 icon on the desktop. Then I get the login window here. So the gold key here, by the way, is how you would change your password. But let's move on. So click OK. It loads up. Okay, this is the default layout. Now this is a very low resolution screen we currently have, so it's a bit stuffed. Let's start by naming the different panels and sections just so we're using the same terms. This section is called the Folder Explorer here. Let me move this down. And it contains all the folders you have access to, all the different browsers you can see, like received and sent. Below that we have the favorites and last used tabs. Now the favorites is if you have a lot of browsers up here that you've created, you can just open up something here, for example, with subfolders and subfolders. Let's say you access this all the time. You can just add it to your favorites down here, add to favorites, and you have quick access down in the favorites. Last used is a very similar idea. It's just the last couple of folders you've used, so you can quickly access it. Below that we have the modules section. Now the modules section is basically giant buttons that control what section of Mark 5 you're currently working in, whether it's contacts or documents. We'll come back to that in a moment. Over on the side over here, let me just click on receive so it's a little more obvious. This is the object list. It's a grid of documents or objects in the currently selected browser. So here we're looking at received messages. This section is the preview pane, and what it does is it gives you the content of the document you're currently looking at in the object list. Finally, we have the links and link details windows. These show properties of the selected document, like where document's filed and what rules have affected it. Now that we've seen all the different panels, let's head back to the modules here. The modules radically changes the way everything looks because it rearranges all the different panels to suit the module that you're in. Let's look at contacts as an example. So contacts here, the folder explorer is the same. It's just showing me contact related things now. The object list is up here now. It's showing us what's going on. We can still move it around. Links are here, and your preview is now pushed over to the side. We can move all these things around, of course. If we go to rules, you'll see now it's all rule related things. Your folder explorer again is showing you all the different rules. Your preview section is now moved down here. Your object list is up here. If you had lots of rules, you could scroll through them, etc. Let's head back to documents. Let's try and unclutter the layout a bit. All these dividers here can be moved around. So if you see that double arrow up here, you can click and hold and move things around, up or down, side to side. All these panels that have a little X in the corner here, they can be closed or they can be hidden or detached. I'm going to show you detaching now. I'm going to try and make this layout a little more easy to read, a little closer to Outlook. So by going up to the header here, I'm going to click and hold, and then I'm going to move the mouse to drag. And you'll notice how the panel actually detaches from everything else. The preview panel in the background has now filled in the place where the object list used to be. If I let go, it's just going to float here. And I could move it to another screen if I wanted to, or what have you. You'll notice when I do click and hold on it, there's 9 icons that appear along the outside there. What those icons are telling me is where I can snap this thing into place. So for example, if I hover over this icon here, see the blue area that just lit up? That's showing me where it's going to snap and what it's going to move. These two are very similar. This one shows me up at the top here. It gives me a better idea. You'll notice how the blue area is not going all the way to the right, and link details, if I let go now, will not move. There you go. So the object list is now snapped here. Link details and links did not move. Now I don't need link details or links to be that large, so I'm going to click here again, click and hold, drag. And I'm going to go to the upper icons here and let go up here. This is going to make this object list take up the entire top area and move link details and links down like so. So this layout is a bit better. We can see more of the object list now. But what we can also do on this very low resolution screen is click on the double arrows up here. And what this will do is this whole bar here will collapse. And that gives us a much bigger preview area and a much bigger object list. And to undo that, we just click on the double arrows again, and it pops back out. Let's send a simple email. So I'm going to click on Create Document up here, but I could, of course, if I had an email that I wanted to respond to, I could click on Reply up here, or Reply All, or Forward, or Edit, of course. But we're just going to create a new document from scratch. So click up there. The editor should open up in a second. There we go. As you can see, I've got a template set up, which is something we'll get into in a later video. So I'll just erase what's in here now. Write out test. Oops. Test. You've got all the standard word processing commands. You can paste. You can save as a draft. Spell checking, all that kind of thing. You can of course add attachments, inline attachments, like my picture of a jellyfish right here. That's an inline graphic. If your monitor was a little larger, you'd see all the format options, but because my screen is so small, the format's been crushed here. If you click on it, you'll see all the different standard tools you've got, like bold and italic, underline, all that kind of thing, font choices. Let's just click on test here. We'll just highlight it. Click on format. Let's make it bold, for example. You've also got font choices here, and a quick word about fonts. If you do choose a different font, you got to make sure that the person receiving it also has that font. For example, if I choose, let's go up to the top here. I have a bunch of Adobe fonts installed. If I were to choose Gothic here, Adobe Gothic Standard B, this is a font that the person receiving the email may not have, in which case font substitution will occur. So if you've created carefully made grids, they may not line up properly on the receiving end, because if the person doesn't have the same font, a font substitution will occur and there's no way to tell what font will be substituted. So you got to watch that. So having edited our email here, we click on Send. The transmit window will appear. Up here, you've got your 4 different choices for how you want to address it. In manual mode, you just type in the address you want. So I'm going to just go ahead and type this in here. From here, I can also put in a name if I want to. This actually won't come into effect unless you do some extra editing, which we'll get into in a separate video. So I click on Add. It appears in the list here. The attention line is there, but again, it won't be used. If you want to add more people to this, you can set up quite a few. Go into your contacts here, search for the company you want, click on it. You have a list here. Double click on it to add a person here. If you've created a large list here and you've added dozens or hundreds of people to it, you can also click down here where it says remove duplicates. This will go through and make sure you're not sending the email to 2 people that have the exact same address. Over here on the right, you've also got create new shortcode. From here, you can actually click on this and create a new shortcode. Say you've got a bunch of people you send to regularly. You can create a shortcode here, and then later on come back, go into shortcodes here, just find the list you've created and double click on it to add the names automatically. So once we've chosen all our addressees, let's hit send. That's it. It should close the editor and we're back into the regular Mark 5. We've now sent our first email. And lastly, let's search for a ship. It's a ship came in last week. It's called the Princess Peach. So we're going to go up to search here. We're going to click. Notice we're already in the documents section here. So we're going to click on search. It opens to documents because we were in the documents module. If we were in contacts, it would have opened to the contacts module by default. So back to documents. We want to search for text somewhere in either the subject line or the body of the message. So we leave this at subject or message. In here, you would think that you would just type in Princess Peach, like so. But this would actually give us an and result, right? So it would be Princess and Peach. The 2 words would have to be in the document, but they could be anywhere in the document. What we actually want is that's the name of the ship, right? So we put double quotes around it, and then we type Princess Peach, like so. Oh, you can see my past searches there. So by putting double quotes around it, we're saying this is the exact match we want. Now, if you click on the ... on the end here, let's say you don't remember exactly how to formulate it. If you click on the ... it'll actually help you formulate it properly. So here I have, we want the exact phrase, Princess Peach, but we've decided we don't want the word toadstool to come in. So I type in toadstool under without words, click on OK, And you'll notice it's added negative, like a little minus sign there, toadstool. So we've got the double quotes around Princess Peach, negative toadstool. It's currently set to a maximum fine of 250. That's the default. In other words, it stops searching after 250 results. Chances are, if you've got 250 results, your search isn't specific enough to be helpful to find what you're looking for anyways. So maybe you want to add more criteria, like directions. Say, you don't want to search for outbound messages, you only want to search for inbound messages, for example. So we could say incoming only. Or you could add more criteria, say what comms line it came in, for example. You could say what type of message it is. Although typically I leave this blank just because we're always searching for emails anyways. So I'm going to hit search. I should get one result, and here it is. Auto highlight here in my search results will actually highlight why this particular email is considered a result. So if I search down here, just scroll down rather, you'll see Princess Peach is highlighted in yellow, and that's why this particular document is in my search results. So now if I click on OK, it closes, and you'll notice if I scroll down here, I can go back to those results because they're stored under the search tree here. And here's the email I was looking at just before. So that's the basics of doing searches. And that wraps up the intro video. I hope it helped you get started with Nordic-it's Mark5 platform. For access to more videos on the subject, visit training.shink24.com.